good morning. Welcome again, ABC 33, 40, 10, 30, 11 o'clock every Saturday morning. It is the starting lineup along with the legend. He's going to be the Legend Cave, Kip Keefer. Kipperspective. I cannot believe it's going to be fantastic today. And of course, a brand new segment we're putting together called Bone Fragments. We'll do that a little bit later on in the show as well. So I'm going to head out to Las Vegas and check in with Case Keefer, his big old heaters. But happy March Madness, gentlemen. What's going on? What's up, about Kip? What's up?
Is there anything better than the last 2 days where we got to watch basketball wall to wall Thursday and Friday? Is this a great country or what?
It really is. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the greatest time of the year, Tony. And, hey, the madness, baby. The madness.
You know, we were talking about the East bracket. Izzo, Shire, Patino, Hurley, and Self. All five of those coaches, 6 national titles, all in just that one bracket. If you had to pick one of those 5 coaches as your head coach, who would it be, Kip?
I would take, just for the stability factor, Tom Izzo. I think he's been as successful as Patino. Patino's kind of jumped around, had controversy. There's no controversy with Tom Izzo. He's just a great coach.
Tom Izzo has been to 8 Final Fours, Legend. What about
That's
you?
crazy.
I don't disagree with the Kipper. I am a Patino man. Give Patino $100 million. And, hey, stand back and watch what he can do.
Just keep him out of Italian restaurants after closing time.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And normally I would say the Alabama Curse Tide coming into this pretty hot basketball team, but when you lose a guy who's averaging 16.2 pounds, did I say pounds or points? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I meant 16.2 points, not 16.2 pounds. Averaging 16.2 points a ball game, that hurts a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the Legend Cave on that subject today of losing Aidan Holloway, and also going to have some spring football to talk about today, too.
Nice.
The other thing I think is really interesting, a lot of people don't realize this, you know, the big moneymaker in college sports is March Madness.
Yes.
People are like, no, it's college football. No, college football is run by the CFP, which is unrelated to the NCAA. This is the NCAA's golden egg. You want to talk about all the things they've done wrong? This is one thing, Kip, they've actually done pretty well.
Yeah, locking up that thing for 25 years or whatever it was, they get over $1 billion. This funds everything the NCAA does.
Everything.
And once this contract is up, watch the world change then, because they're not going to get that deal back.
By the way, women's college basketball last year lost $40 million. And so that should just tell you where the money's going and where the money's come from. Legend.
Oh, wow.
You know, I just seen where Auburn spent $20 million this year to make the NIT in basketball. They had a $20 million budget at Auburn. Congratulations, Auburn!
And they beat South Alabama in the first round.
Alabama. How about it?
Yeah, that was not the year that Stephen Pearl and, of course, the Auburn Tigers were expecting. But, you know, college football is right around the corner. It's going to be another year. If I think of a lot of ranting and raving from you in the cave, I know you're going to be licking your chops. You're going to be spitting like the bit, man. It's going to be unbelievable.
That's right.
All right, some fantastic stuff going on. Bone Fragments right after Kip Keefer. He went to the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, and here's the latest from him.
Welcome, everybody, to the Birmingham Racecourse Casino starting lineup. Kip Keefer reporting not from Las Vegas, but you might think. I was there a few weeks ago, and we had some starting lineup segments. Nope. Not in Sin City, not out in the desert. I spend a lot of time there, of course, because my son Case, one of the stars of the starting lineup, is the editor of the sports department of the Las Vegas Sun. Both my grandchildren are there, but I'm not in Vegas today. I am right off I-459 at Derby Parkway in good old Birmingham. This is what you have available to you right here in your hometown. The most exciting gaming facility, frankly, that I've seen in quite some time. I spend a lot of time in Vegas. I've been in all the major casinos. But as far as the gaming floor, the sights, the sounds, the visuals, this is an outstanding setup, as good as any place I've been in the gaming business in my long career doing racing and gaming. So I've got a lot of people telling me that knows I've been associated with this for many, many years, that, well, I haven't been out there in a long time. If you haven't been out here, well, you haven't been out here, period, because it's a total transition, a transformation to a brand new kind of entertainment. and they have done a world-class job. This is as good as it gets. Outstanding, big jackpots, chance for life-changing money, just a great night in excitement with all the lights and bells and whistles that come with it. It's like being in Vegas without even having to leave the city limits. Absolutely outstanding. And this is just the beginning. A world-class resort just down the road in the plans, including quality high-rise accommodations in terms of a hotel, great food options, entertainment facilities that will take care of concerts and different shows of all kinds. Even a big thing in Alabama, sports betting may be coming soon here on a legal basis. It's going to be fantastic. So much to be excited about in the future. But the great news is right now, 7 days a week, day and night, you can be out here and enjoy this world-class entertainment. And just look around. There's so many places to check out, so many different kinds of machines. It's just absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't been out here yet, make a point to get out and see us. Again, right off 459, Derby Parkway is the spot. The Birmingham Racecourse Casino. We're going to be doing a lot of great shows from here for the starting lineup, and we are proud to be associated with such a fantastic group who really knows how to put on the show and give you the ultimate night of entertainment.
Tony Curry, also known as Tone the Bone. That's why it's called Bone Fragments. We talk a lot about gambling on this show. We talk a lot about gambling everywhere right now because basically it's available everywhere. We used to have to get our little accounts like offshore, and you have to send some money to some guy in a dark cave and he'd send it back to you, and then you were lucky if you got your cash or your payoff. Now everyone gambles, including one of the most gambled on things, even more so than the Super Bowl, and that is what's going on right now, and that is March Madness. For all you people out there that are like, oh, gambling's such a horrible thing, it's such a terrible thing, no one should ever gamble. Listen, if you've got the money to gamble and you want to do that with your own cash, you go to Philadelphia, you go to the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, you go wherever you want and throw your cash around, you do your thing in Las Vegas, but don't come into me and preaching and moaning about the gambling thing when you're the one that's willing to put a $20 bracket in at work. People do it over and over and over again. 83 million brackets in for the ESPN Bracket Challenge. $3.7 billion will be spent on March Madness brackets alone. Ask Rick Neuheisel how a $25,000 bracket can kind of get you in a little bit of trouble, huh? It's not always the money, it's how much money you're actually spending on a bracket. In this particular case, it's always better to be boring and right than exciting and good. That means pick the teams you think are going to win, and if you have one where you can actually do it against the spread, that's where you're really going to show your special effort, your special talent. It's unbelievable. Please, if you're one of these anti-gambling folks, oh, I can't believe the world's going crazy, everyone's gambling, it's terrible, people don't have the money to do it, it's a gateway to something, hell, blah, 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 then don't be the next one down in Human Resources who has no clue who's playing who, Santa Clara playing Kentucky or Queens playing Purdue or whatever. And next thing you know, oh, by the way, it's going to cost you $20 because even the woman back in HR can win a March Madness bracket once in a while. It really can. Everyone can win a March Madness bracket. You can close your eyes and go like this and probably win because, 4 of the last 9 tournaments, a double-digit seed has made it to the Final Four. A double-digit seed has made it to the Final Four in 4 of the last 9. And the fact that the 4 number 1 seeds overall have made it to the Final Four only twice, and that happened again last year in 2025. I don't think it's going to happen this year. It's pretty amazing stuff. So you don't have to be all good. You can be lucky. Go ahead and spend the 20. Spend the 25 to 30, have yourself a good time with it. I wouldn't particularly say go get yourself a book or maybe get FanDuel or something like that afterwards. But if you're one of those people that and moans about gambling, think about what you're doing. In the stock market, it's the same exact thing. That's your Bone Fragments.
Step back into the groove and then into the Birmingham Racecourse Casino.
Check this out. It's all happening here.
The Birmingham Racecourse Casino is the local place to win.
Good times right here.
Let the Birmingham Racecourse Casino bring the good times to you. The Birmingham Racecourse Casino, where the good times roll.
Where you could be a winner too. Yeah, boy.
Oh, welcome to the Legend Cave, where few men have ever stood. I'm talking Nick Saban, Tony Curry, Tupac, Elvis Presley, and Kip Keefer and the Legend. Hey, I want to talk to you this week about the Alabama basketball situation. We know Aidan Holloway got busted with 2 pounds of weed and he can't play. I don't know about all that. I ain't much of an attorney, but I would like to say to Nate Oats, what the hell is going on down there? Can't we get a team ready to play without getting busted with drugs? One day before the biggest tournament in the whole world, I done filled out all my brackets and had Alabama going to the Final Four. And then when I turn them in, guess what happened? Aidan Holloway gets busted for weed. Come on, man. Where's the team unity? I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. Young people make mistakes every day. I'm not mad. But I'm mad and disappointed as a fan who has watched every game this year or listened to every game this year. This situation lets the whole team down. It lets the whole fan base down. Man, it is disappointing, Nate Oats. I don't want to get rid of you. You're the best coach we've ever had, in my opinion. To the Elite Eight. To the Final Four, baby. Even Bear says amen this morning. To the Final Four. But maybe, Nate Oats, just maybe you need to tighten the screws a little bit. Maybe, Nate Oats, you need to keep a better handle on what's going on with your program and maybe get the message out when it's tournament time. Save all that spring break stuff till after the tournament. Now let's talk about Alabama football. This week, Alabama spring practice started, and the big question is, will it be Keyon Russell? Will it be Austin Mack? Yeah. And here's my opinion. It's got to be Keyon Russell. At some point, you gotta let the baby eagle fly. At some point, you gotta kick the baby eagle out of the nest and let the baby eagle ascend. If you don't, eventually the baby eagle tries to fly on its own and falls tragically to the ground and is destroyed. Well, it's time to kick Keyon Russell out of the nest. It's time to fly, Keyon! It's time to fly! If we start Austin Mack and go 9-4, 8-5, what the hell we doing? You recruit a 5-star recruit. You recruit a 5-star superstar. And in his year 3, you kick the eagle out of the nest and let him fly. In my opinion, it must be Keyon Russell. If it ain't Coach DeBoer, I'm about to kick your butt out of the nest and you can fly. Hey, it's the Legend Case, baby. We keep it real. Remember, it's just a game. Don't be like Bear in the Legend Cup football time. Plum Sports Insight.
Welcome back to another edition of the Vegas Heaters as part of the starting lineup. I'm Case Keefer, longtime sports bettor, sports betting writer, and sports editor for Greenspun Media Group, which includes Las Vegas Sun and Las Vegas Weekly. Of course, this week, one of the biggest betting weeks of the year. I mean, nationally, everywhere now, but especially in Las Vegas, the crowds will be out. The biggest betting event of the year, the NCAA tournament. I know our show always sets up weirdly with our filming schedule. Can't really break down the games that are going to be going on today, but I would implore you to go to LasVegasSun.com. I'll be handicapping all of them. You can read them on there. But in the meantime, I thought give out some bigger picture ideas of how I'm looking at the tournament, maybe some actionable info. That way, to be honest, not a whole lot of future bets I put in right before the tournament. I think usually there's a few more. Usually I'm diving into like every region, finding a bet everywhere. But man, I thought the region odds were pretty tight this year. I only ended up betting one regional bet. It was in the West. I went with, if you've watched all year, you probably know which way I was going with this. I went Purdue plus 410. Look, I have to give it up to Arizona. They've proven me wrong. They've won game after game, but you know, for them to be minus money, I just think Purdue's had some bad luck. Of course, they started the season 17-1. I still think they are one of the most talented teams in the nation. Top offensive efficiency per KenPom. I thought 410 was way too high, so I went with Purdue, and that kind of gives a bigger picture view of how I see the tournament this year. I'm kind of battling back against the narrative that the one seeds are just so overpowering, that it's the one seeds and everyone else. Of Of course, we saw all 4 1 seeds reach the Final Four for only the second time ever last year. I do not see that happening this year. I actually think it is going to be a 2-seed renaissance. Now, the 2 seeds haven't really been going so great since I believe it was 2019 when Villanova won their last one, maybe 2018. It's been kind of down since then, but I really think these 2s are closer to these 1s. I'm really high on Houston. Spoiler, that's who I have coming out of that region. I think Iowa State can beat anyone. That would be a tough matchup if they do make it to the Elite Eight and play Michigan. I'm really high on Iowa State as well. I have a Final Four future on them from earlier in the year. UConn is the one I'm kind of unsure about, which is funny because they were the other one that could have been a 1 seed. I'd be pretty surprised if they came out with the rest of the 2 seeds. I am going to be betting on a lot. So Purdue, one way I looked. Another future I made going into the tournament. I know this one is not going to be popular here, but I just have to give it out. I went under 14.5 wins for the SEC. Now, I think a lot of this comes down to how you view Florida. If you think Florida is going to be in the Final Four playing for a back-to-back national championship, you probably go over, but I'm still just a little skeptical. I don't love this backcourt as much as I loved them last year. I know I was on them a lot to end the season. I still just think this is a tough region. Look, what last time we saw them, they got blown out against Vanderbilt. I think that matchup is very likely again in the Sweet 16. They'd have to beat them and then get by Houston in Houston. That is a tough game for me. So I am under 14.5. In the SEC. However, not everyone agrees with me. I'm sure some people on this show don't agree with me, and someone in my own household doesn't agree with me. We've got a big surprise coming up next here on the Vegas Heaters. For the first time ever, we have a very special guest to join us. That's right, 3 generations of Keefers all on one starting lineup. I am introducing King Keefer, who has filled out a bracket every year of his life. So he made his 5th bracket of his life this year, and he totally disagrees with my SEC assessment, including in one region, he has 4 SEC teams in the Sweet 16. He has Georgia taking on Alabama and Kentucky versus Tennessee. King, how did you end up with Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama all making it that far?
Because I like them all.
Yeah, you like them all. You told me that you like their logos. Okay, so you can't leave us hanging anymore. Who do you have winning that region out of Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee? Who's going to win it?
Georgia.
Oh, why'd you end up picking Georgia?
Because
What do you like? What do you like that they say? Oh, that's in the Final Four. You're jumping the gun here. All right, in the Final Four now, you have Georgia versus Miami, and you have Kansas versus North Carolina. So those are your Final Four. Who is going to win the title?
The U.
Oh, the U. Why'd you pick Miami?
Because they have a sign.
Oh, you like that? You did it for us earlier. Do it again. Tell us. Oh, the U. So, man, if this one comes through, we have a total prodigy here because I don't know about Miami. Tell us how much do you like basketball? Have you played basketball before?
Yeah.
How'd your team do in your first season?
Good.
Yeah, you won most of the games, right?
Yeah, I actually won all of them except one of them.
Oh, all except one? Yeah, that might be a little bumping up the record, but all right, we'll see. So you have the U going all the way. We might have to work on his handicapping a little bit, but he really wanted to be here. We love the NCAA tournament. Brings everyone together. Sports, family. Thanks, King, for joining us. That'll do it for another edition of the Vegas Heaters.
The Birmingham Racecourse Casino turns dreams into reality. Like Roger M., who just won over $51,000. And Rebecca, celebrating a life-changing jackpot of $160,000. You could be the next to dance the Icky Shuffle with a big win.
Woo! I'm a winner! I'm a winner! Woo! I'm a winner! I'm a winner! Woo! And you can be a winner too!
Don't miss your chance to be our next big winner at the Birmingham Racecourse Casino.
Hey everybody, it's time for some Kipperspective. Always time for that, but today we're sponsored by a new associate of mine. His name is Terrell Valerie. He is the Tax Pro. He's located downtown, 2074 3rd Avenue North. We're going to have Terrell here next week, so tune in. If you're starting to sweat that deadline for the IRS is coming up, Terrell's the man who can help you. I can tell you personally, he is the bomb. He's going to join us next week and give you details on how you can get in on that and to make tax day a stress-free situation. Speaking of stress-free, I got to get something off my chest here. I don't like wasted time. It's one of my concepts that I really do not embrace. And I've realized as the NCAA selection show was going on last Sunday That wasn't wasted time. That's one of my favorite events of the year. I like the unveil of the brackets and see who's going where and who's playing who. But I realized that I lost a week of my life the previous 4 or 5 days that I'm not going to get back because I watched a great deal of the SEC basketball tournament. And it turns out, folks, wasted time. It is not a tournament that has any kind of meaning. It is not a tournament that determines anything in terms of what's going to change if different things develop. And I'll give you some examples. Florida, Joe Lunardi, the bracketologists tell you all year exactly who's going to get in and exactly what seed they're going to be. And that's just the law as it's turned out. Florida was the overwhelming champion of the SEC regular season. They go to Nashville, they play one game and lose and go home. Meanwhile, you've got Arkansas, who comes there in the middle of the pack. They go on a great run. They win the tournament, cut down the nets. Going into the tournament, Florida was predicted to be a number 1 seed. Arkansas, a number 4 seed. And on the reveal Sunday, Florida, number 1 seed. Arkansas, number 4 seed. What the hell did we watch the tournament for? It means nothing. It's a cash grab, folks, for the TV networks and for the conference. It's a big deal. It's just an exhibition tournament. Now, I will say, for the 35 other conferences outside of the Big Five, and in basketball it's 5, not 4, because you got to throw the Big East in with the ACC, the Big 12, the SEC, and the Big 10. But in those conferences, the tournament means everything because most of those leagues only get one team in. You've got to win the tournament to go to the dance. But in the 5 big leagues I just mentioned, it means nothing. The results mean zero, nada. Because wherever you're seated by the bracketologist, that's where you always wind up in the tournament. So I've got a big problem in the future with really putting any attention on. I know people like action. It's more games. It's good matchups. But in the scheme of things, it is a tremendous, colossal waste of time. That's Kipperspective for this week. Hope you're enjoying the show. We'll be right back to wrap it up right here on the starting lineup.
Welcome back to Starting Lineup. You know, we talk a lot of sports here. We talked about Olympics, college football. Obviously, we got college hoops going on in March Madness. But we can also talk about a little Taekwondo. Want to mention Justin Scarcella's Master Scarcella's. Alabama TKD. Alabama TKD stands for Taekwondo. They have a couple great stories here in Birmingham. My son, Santo, who really wasn't into the sports thing as far as in having team concepts, loved to do things by himself. Probably would have been a great fencer, but got his black belt in less than 4 years at Taekwondo. They're great. Alabama TKD. Check out Alabama TKD and tell them the starting lineup sent you. So what are we all doing here for March Madness? We all stoked up? We all ready to go? Do we have a little Final Four thing? The only thing I don't like about this, and I know you just did a segment about waste of time, there is no waste of time when this tournament starts. Unlike the NBA playoffs, the playoffs, you can miss an entire round and still have another 3 months of playoffs. Unfortunately, this thing goes by too quick.
Yeah, it's just 3 weeks.
I know.
It's just a blink of an eye. And, after tomorrow, after the first 2 days are over with, actually the first 4 days are over with, but the first 2 rounds of games, the field is cut in half.
I know.
Half the people that sweated all year to get here have gone home. So it really gets narrowed down with the Sweet 16 starting next week, and then it really gets intense. But this is certainly not wasted time. It's the best time of the year.
Yeah, and you think, Charles Barkley called it the Arizona whoop-ass tournament. Mm-hmm. I think the top seeds are definitely the dominant team this year. Many years, you say the number 1 seeds are going to make it. But this looks like a year where the number 1 seeds are far and better than anyone
It's hard
else.
to believe a 5 seed's never won this tournament, a 2 seed's never gotten to a Final Four. The fact that only 4 1 seeds, the 4 highest, and this year more so than anything else, everyone says it's the top 4 seeds and it falls off. Michigan's unbelievable. UConn was really hot for a while. Florida ended up winning a bunch of ball games at the end of the year. We've only had all 4 number 1 seeds make the Final Four twice, and one time was last year. I doubt it's going to happen again. I've actually got Florida doing the repeat this year, only because, like I said, it's better to be boring and right than exciting and wrong, right?
Definitely. I agree with that. I'm going to say right now, it is not going to be the 4 number 1 seeds. because we just had it happen last year, like Tony said. I think we're going to have an upset along the way, and I've got Arkansas going to the Final Four because I think they have the best player, single player in the country in Darius Acuff.
You know, I seen Arizona at the BJCC, Tony. I seen them beat Alabama by 30 points, like they curb stomped us, Tony. I was ashamed. I was alarmed by what I was watching. It was alarming. They got 4 European pros that's already looking like NBA players. I just don't see anybody beating Arizona, Tony.
AZ was a machine that second half, only 2 turnovers. They just were up and down the basketball, just waiting for you to make unforced errors, and they did that. You know, you mentioned the fact that it hasn't happened very often, having 4-1 seeds. We didn't have a Triple Crown winner in, 37 years? And then didn't have another one like a couple of years later, right? I mean, we have that Triple Crown. So sometimes maybe that's this thing just to kind of ease it up, maybe open it up a little bit. But the fact that we look at these seedings that are so important, the fact that the 4-1 seeds haven't made it to that Final Four but 2 times is pretty amazing. It really is.
Yeah, the Red Sox went 91 years, and then they won another one just 3 years later. So
Terry Francona,
Terry
Francona, my Cincinnati Reds coach. Yeah, we'll see if he can turn that Reds machine around a little bit there, Legend.
Yeah.
Hey, Legend, I want to tell folks about our show. I hope you watched it this morning, you can't watch it. You can listen to it, Game Time, on Jocks 94.5, and you are doing a great job co-hosting on that program.
Yeah, 94.5 every Saturday morning, 8 to 10, 205-834-9450. You want a piece of the Legend? Call in, Game Time, 8 to 10 every Saturday morning if you dare.
And if you like the Feinbaum show, our show's a lot easier to get into, although it's not easy. But we have just a tremendous lineup of Feinbaum callers on our show.
Yes, I-Man, AJ, Brad, Dylan, they line up. The ladies, Adrian. It's a great show to watch. Listen to every Saturday morning. And we're still hoping that Tony Curry shows up one of these Saturday mornings. We know it's too early for him. We know it's too early for the great Tony.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because I started another show this past week on Monday on 101.1 The Truth. Tony Curry.
Nice.
Baptize Me Now, my friend, is doing a Christian man show.
This is
all right.
Yeah, Monday through Friday on 101.1
Is this a diverse group or what?
I'm about to get saved.
I'm about ready to hit by lightning is what I am.
Hallelujah or run. One of the two. I don't know what to do.
We're talking
right
about
now.
salvation and taxes and March
What's
Madness.
going on? It's crazy.
The greatest show in broadcast history.
Enjoy March Madness, folks, and have yourself a great weekend.
These guys are just revolutionary, great, brilliant people. Why can't these brilliant people fix it? Why can't you come up with a plan? Well, you going to get sued? Well, you're going to get sued anyway. You're going to get sued if you go left. You're going to get sued if you go right. But here's the problem. Do something. Do something, even if it's wrong. Do something. Stop telling me about how you can fix it, but you never fix it. I mean, I just disgusted. If I was there yesterday, I would have snapped on everybody but the president and Nick Saban. I said, y'all two come over here with me. I'm snapping on the rest of these folks right here.
This is Game Time with Kip and Terry on Jocks 94.5, the Jocks mobile app, and wherever you stream Jocks.
The Birmingham Racecourse Casino starting lineup. Kip Keefer, Tony Curry, the Legend, and Case Keefer bring it every week.
The coaches don't like what's going on. Fella, wow. Congratulations.
Weather is of universal appeal. It affects you and everybody watching.
Because you're real, Legend. You're authentic. You lived it.
From 10:30 to 11 on ABC 3340 every Saturday morning.